right, guys, welcome everybody to the launch of our second ebook. It's called The Essence of Coaching. Give everybody a big hand. Yay! Woo, so excited. Great job, great job. My name is Mal, and yes, we are really excited today as we launch this book. And we'll tell you a little bit more about the book in a moment. But once again, for those who are new to Catalyst Coach, welcome to one of our events. We will have events probably once in every 2 months. And so look out for the events that are coming up. But for those who are familiar, of course, for those who are an alumni of the Catalyst, if you can wave, you're an alumni. If you're a friend of Catalyst, an affiliate of Catalyst, or it means everybody now, I'm counting everyone. Welcome, wave your hand. Oh, yes, and the partners as well are here. Thank you, partners. Oh, big wave over there. Good to see all of you. It's just great to, I think this word, right, to celebrate. I often think of celebration being one of the most pivotal things that we do as coaches. If you remember your class where we cover celebration actually in quite a few places, but in one of those particular places was in module 26, where we talk about hustle time. And in that place of hustle time, we do talk about the PAC. P for perspective, A for affirmation. If you remember, just trying to jig your memory a little bit, and C for celebration. That's right. And we're here to celebrate this wonderful milestone with all of the 10 authors of this book. So once again, the 10 authors are present here. If you don't know them by name or by face, it's okay. We will be featuring them in just a moment. One of the things that we do a lot is honoring people and celebrating in the culture of Catalyst Coach. And yeah, we really believe that that is an essential part of what coaching is all about. For those who are visiting us for the very first time, hello and welcome to Catalyst Coach event called The Essence of Coaching ebook launch. Yeah. And yes, someone just reminded me actually that today is such an auspicious day, right? This is like the bonus day. If you think about it, the bonus day that you and I get every 4 years. And I thought it would be a good anchor to kind of launch it on the 29th because it's once in 4 years. If you can see there, these are the 10 authors of this ebook. Authors coming from South Africa, Singapore, Vietnam, Canada, the UAE, Malaysia, and yes, and someone who is based in Hong Kong. So a beautiful mix of different cultures, and what a great way to celebrate. We're gonna, of course, give some time to each of the author to share about their chapter. Who's interested in understanding a little bit about how that chapter or that theme impacted their life? I am. So The Essence of Coaching covers 10 mini chapters. And these chapters start from what is coaching, and then it moves to the principles of a great coach. And then we will cover the ICF core competencies. There are 8 altogether. I won't bore you by reading all the 8 out, not to worry, but we will come and allow these wonderful authors to share about these different other 8 chapters talking about the core competencies. For the first, shall I invite our dear Kay?
Thanks. Thank you, Mel. When I talk about coaching, I have to land a bit of the history because I was very resistant towards coaching, on the initial journey. So a good few years ago, you know, when I was in corporate and I was allocated a coach, and I thought, okay, this person, do they want to tell me how to do my job, or do they want to tell me what I need to do? So I was like, I don't really need that. But hold and behold, that was definitely not what happened. And as the journey unfolded, what it was actually somebody who was partnering with me for my best thinking. And they were just giving me their generative attention and asking
Mm,
some really amazing questions
mm,
to think deeply, but also hold me accountable to certain milestones. So for me, coaching has evolved in so many ways, you know, from being the resistant coachee to now being somebody that sits in the chair of a coach, but also recognizing that even in our daily lives, there is so many coachable moments for us, be it from our children, from our parents, from our colleagues. So sometimes it's not even in a coaching environment, but you know, somebody asks a question and you almost like pause and you think like, okay, that's really something that I can think on or consider. So for me, coaching, you know, it really digs deep into who you are as an individual, but walking a journey with a coach means that you also are ready to set some serious milestones and goals for yourself. So
mm,
the coaching journey, I feel, is reciprocal in the sense that as the coach, you are the one that you know has to obviously participate in somebody else's journey without taking it onto yourself. So as much as you're there, but it's not about you. It is about
mm,
the other individual that's been coached and it's their journey. And so recognizing also around coaching that the minute it becomes about the coach, then you've kind of lost the coaching. So coaching has, like I said, diversified in so many ways. It's evolved and transformed in so many ways. And now I don't know many people that don't have coaches because it's become such a beneficial
it's true.
partnership to individuals in business, and just in one's own personal life as well. So for me, coaching speaks to the heart. It's where one feels seen, heard, and
Mm,
loved in a way that can also generate their best thinking in terms of moving forward with their own goals and aspirations. So for me, that's what's coaching. So yeah, it pulls at the heartstrings, but it also is a combination of the head, the heart, and the hand through that journey,
mm,
and that very clear collaboration with one's own mind, with the support of somebody that's willing to stretch you and push you into, again, like I said, your deeper thinking to get the
mm,
results that you want, personal or professional.
mm.
So I'll leave it there, Mal. And yeah, looking forward to hearing from everyone else.
Thank you. Let's give Kay a big hand. Thank you so much.
Mm.
Very true, very true. It is a journey, a beautiful journey. I'm going to call upon Alan Liu. So welcome, Alan. And Alan is going to talk about a little bit about the chapter that he wrote and the impact of what I guess a great coach stands for. Alan, over to you.
Thanks, Mel. Yeah, just really honored to be a part of this, and wanted to share a little bit about this. But certainly, the decision for me to become a coach really solidified my commitment to, as you see in the chapter with John Wooden, to
Yeah.
that commitment to really be the best, to give my best,
Mm,
and certainly understand that profound transformation that I have experienced in becoming a coach. I think what's interesting with this chapter is that originally I used to think of a coach as someone who is there to help give clients, players in this situation, and help them achieve successful outcomes, right? So really it's just about that endpoint. And you can even see in John Wooden how he has, I think, brought 10 national championships
yeah.
and achieved several numerous accolades and records through his successful coaching practice. And so outcomes, you know, in terms of how I understood coaching at the time, were forms of trophies, championships, bonuses, just what everybody normally sees as defined by a successful outcome. But ironically, really, as you see in the chapter in that pyramid, that there are so many other qualities, so many other kind of factors, as John talked about, where one can coach and help achieve success. And that success now has been redefined not as outcomes, but really, as I think even Kay had mentioned before, is that journey. And so it doesn't have to become a no longer a binary outcome, a win or a loss, but really a transformational journey or roadmap, and all the things that you see, not just in front, but even behind the scenes, as to how and how a coach and what a great coach can help you achieve through a lot of that success. And so that's where, again, these principles help articulate that what the success really means. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alan. Let's give Alan a big hand. I have just one small little question for you, Alan. So we're not done yet. Of all the principles that you may have in your thoughts, in your mind, right? What could be one that just kind of comes up right now as a key principle for you that you're kind of wanting to live by as a coach yourself now?
I think one that comes out for me, at least, and what I see with a lot of people now, is confidence. I think because in speaking with a lot of people, confidence is something that is something inside, right? It's something that you have to, whether it's trying to remove beliefs or what kind of things that you might hold inside yourself that prohibits or inhibits you. And so oftentimes talking through a lot of people that it's such a unique strength that we all possess, and that it just sometimes needs to be kind of extracted from within. And I think that's an important one that people need to dive a little bit deeper to really explore or more of.
Thank you. Thank you. Confidence. Love it. All right. We are moving on to the next person, the next chapter, which is where we're starting with the first core competency of the ICF, which is demonstrates ethical practice. And with that, we've got Abel Tan here. I'm going to pin him right now. Here we go. So tell us a little bit about that, Abel.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Coach Mel. First off, I just want to say a big thanks to everyone, Serene, Coach Mel, and all of you here who have played a role to making this happen. This came to me as a surprise to be part of this book. Yeah. So what is demonstrating ethical practice? And to me, I think all of us in general we're all guided by moral principles. And one important thing as a coach is that we are put in a position of influence over a person's life, right? And what more important, or what's crucial, is that we all adhere to a common code of ethics. And what better way than to start with the ICF code of ethics? And that itself has these 4 responsibilities, right? Responsibility to the client, knowing, setting the expectations, making sure all stakeholders are agreeing to that. Responsibility to practice and performance, ensuring if we are able to actually perform the task of the coach, responsibility to professionalism. Are we qualified for it? Are we adhering to boundaries with our clients and with people? And of course, responsibility to society, which I think for me is that we are here to do something not just good, but we're here to do something great and make a positive impact in people's lives. Yeah. So as long as all of us as coaches, we are abiding to these codes, I think people will have a great impact. Yeah.
Thank you, Abel. Thank you. By the way, Abel has a podcast that he shares all of this. I don't know. I didn't ask permission from him, but just look out for him, okay? Just look out if you want to know more about that podcast. The next person is Pat or Patricia E. Woohoo!
All right, thanks a lot, Mel. And thanks to all the great people who's been behind the scenes that has been working really hard on this bit. It's really nice to also be after Abel. Abel, I've been listening to your podcast. Your podcast has been an inspiration whenever I've got to do my module, just to let you know. And you've got a really great voice. So I just thought I'll compliment you on that bit. Yeah, so my topic on embodies a coaching mindset. It really attributes to all the master coaches who has actually role modeled that when I wrote this or when I vlogged this out. Coaching is just not on the session itself when we're doing it with the coachee, but just so much work. Seriously, there's just so much work. It's a profession that I totally respect. It takes a whole lot of effort before, during, and even after. I think the most important mindset a coach must have is really to grow with the coachee. It's not just the coachee with to grow, but the coach has got to do it along together. And that has really inspired me in this content that I created. It does take us at a very vulnerable stage. Are we open to learn about ourselves as we go alongside with the coachee, and even to be open to get feedback from the coachee itself. So all I can say, it's not an easy path or an easy journey. However, it is something that is remarkable only if we allow ourselves as coaches to embrace that journey. So I'm still in the learning progress. I would call myself still at the baby steps, but acknowledging that every day it's a better day. So I really love this. And once again, I would say this: one of my best investments was really to join Catalyst Coach. It's made me a better version of where I am, and I'm paying it forward with my coaches. So that's the mindset I carry from yesterday, today, and moving forward. So Mel, thank you so much for this platform, and to all the master coaches, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Mr. Wayne.
Thank you. Thank you.
What does establish and maintains agreement stand for? Okay. I'm wondering.
Well, when we enter an agreement into a coaching relationship, or even going down into the session, then before coaching, it was always about my agenda, my experience, or what I thought would be good. And 2 years ago, we started our cohort started 2 years ago, and I remember the early days of going and just trying coaching, and just jumping into what I feel like the coachee wants to talk about. And as we go further into the conversation, we feel like there's progress. And then I realized, because we did not have an agreement, there was no gauge of whether it was a good session. There was no marker, there was no reference to, oh, this was where you wanted to get to. It's just going past it. So, this establishing agreements and maintaining that, I think the biggest thing for me was that it shifted the burden from me having to carry it and be successful. It has shifted to the client and to the coachee, where I just need to challenge and help them clarify what they really want and track with them. And at the end, there is something very tangible to hold them to, was it a good session? Did you do what you wanted? And how can we hold you accountable? So that burden shifting helps me to be curious. If I'm free to challenge, encourage, empathize, and to just follow them to do the thing that they want to do. So I think that has been the greatest breakthrough for me, because I always thought I was really good, then I realized I'm not so good. Very humbling, but that freed me. It freed me from having to perform to partner. So I think that has been a really good growth for me. So 2 years ago, coming on to this, still learning, but this awareness has helped me to slow down. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the reminder on the focus always being on the coachee. Thanks, Wayne. All right, let's welcome Toy. Yay.
To me, like personally, I have gone through some of the difficult time of my relationship. And in the past, it's very hard for me to trust on people. And it's a bit hard when you don't trust people and you feel unsafe.
That's
So through coaching, I realized that it's time for me to trust people fully. Of course, there were still times like my negative mind were thinking about what if people took advantage from me, or what if they do harm from me. But I let that go. So I think through coaching, I can coach myself, and I let go the fear, and I learn to trust people fully. So whenever any fear creeping up, I just remind myself to pause and just to be in the moment with the person and trust people fully. And surprisingly, when you trust people fully, you create a safe space for them to trust you and to be more open and to be vulnerable with you. And I can see like when creating the safe space, people start to open and we can gain better understanding about each other, and we can see and understand where the other person come from. And from that, we can work together as a team to move forward. Yeah.
That's so true. Thank you so much for that. I think throughout the journey, that word was so important, like an anchor, isn't it? Trust. And I'm just so thankful of how you've allowed yourself to trust people, to trust the process as well. Really, really proud of your journeys thus far. Okay.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity as well to be part of the book. My dream come true. I always dream to write a book, and now I'm part of the
There
book.
you go.
So,
there you
yeah.
go. Woohoo.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Well done. All right. Here we go. We have Keith. So Keith, tell us a little bit about that core competency maintains presence. What does that mean to you?
Well, I you know what? When I'm very new to coaching, so I'm honored to be included in this ebook, like some of the other people mentioned. I think when I first started going through the core competencies, I was sort of confusing it with listening, but it's much different. Basically, I still think one of the best examples is like I'm a dog lover, so like a dog seems to me still like the purest form of presence, not concerned with past or future. A dog just lives in the moment. It's just like, what's going to happen? That's kind of what I want to, how I want to approach things. But I wrote this back in April 23, and I still think it accurately describes that sort of how elusive sort of being present is to me. But I think writing about presence is a lot easier than actually maintaining presence within a real coaching conversation. So as I got an opportunity to practice at my one-on-one coaching with friends and workmates, I found myself so busy trying to remain one step ahead of my coachee that it became very evident that I was not maintaining any presence at all. I stumbled my way through my first couple of coaching sessions, knowing that I was kind of messing up big time. I reached out to Wendy Ko, I think she might be on this call, for some advice. And one of the key things from our long conversation was like, if all I do in the next coaching session is maintain presence and forget about everything else, I'll at least be taking like one step in the right direction. So that actually helped a lot. It didn't make me into some like amazing coach, but I think it just sort of like got me kind of out of my head. I felt like I was there in the conversation and not floating around it, which was what I was doing before, just trying to sort of like second guess things and sort of shape it. So yeah, basically I still have a long way to go, but I mean, it only comes from the practice of doing it. You got to flex that muscle.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's so
Thanks,
true. And if you have just one little tip that you perhaps help yourself remember that presence is very important in this conversation, what would that be? What would you do?
It sounds funny, but it's an old interview tip. It's literally when you start thinking, you press really hard between your thumb and your first finger to just sort of like feel your body in the room. So I've practiced that actually. When I start grabbing for questions, I actually just press. I feel a little bit of pain. brings me back to my body.
I do.
To just keep listening. Anyways, yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Thank you. Thank you. You see? You don't ask, you won't know. So I'm learning something. I do that occasionally, but now I'm gonna do that more. Thanks to Keith.
Thanks, Mel.
All right. And the next core competency, or the next chapter, is listens actively. Ooh, sounds like a very important core competency, ain't it? And we have Mo. How are you, Mo? Good to see you.
Hi, Coach Mel. Thank you. How are you, Coach Mel, and everyone here in the room?
Really good.
I'm excited to see everyone here, especially Coach Joanne, you're here, G, Sanjeev, Nancy, Coach Nancy. Hi. Okay. Anyway, if you read the story, is about I learned from my son, about what is listens actively. And eventually, I would like to invite all of you to actually reflect a simple yet profound questions. That was, when was the last time you feel truly heard and understood? Feeling that is at the heart of what I discovered about active listening in my coaching journey. It's not about hearing the words. It's about creating a space where every voice matters, where understanding flow freely, and where the connections deepen. Yeah, it's really connected to Coach Keith talking about maintain presence. And of course, I learned through the mistake where I feel, to me itself, listened actively is the cornerstone of meaningful connections and transformations. By creating a sacred space where let the speaker feels truly heard and understand, it's able to foster a platform of acceptance between the both parties. And when it's happened, when you're being fully present in conversations, you are not only able to process the informations, but also the emotions and the needs of the speaker. That is really, really important that sometimes we ignore, especially to my career right now. Sometimes people may not able to explain and converse what they really need, but you can really observe and feel that truth if you actively listen to that conversations. Yeah, actually, I feel very grateful and for this opportunity, Coach Mel and G. Thank you for bearing with me with my busy schedule. Yeah, to come up with a story on this listen actively. But how it actually impact me, I feel this skill eventually able to I transform from how I interact with other people and navigate my own experience about throughout my coaching journey, where I'm able to catch the gist of the conversations and form a deeper connection with each other. So I would like to invite each of you to consider how this active listening skill can enhance your own interactions and relationship, whether with your colleagues, friends, and family. Yeah, and that's all from me. And thank you for allowing me to share a piece of my coaching journey with all of you today. And let's continue to active listening and learn from one another and grow together. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mo. It's so true, right? Listening. Who was the person that's given us this space to listen? It's been a while, I think. And the reminder that we have a choice to be able to create that same environment, the same space where people can be heard, can be listened to. Beautiful. Evokes awareness, a very important core competency as well. And we have all the way from the UAE. Let's welcome Shariza. Hey, hey.
Hi, good evening,
Hello.
everyone.
Good evening. Tell us a
Thank
little bit
you.
about what evokes awareness means.
Yeah, no, first I want to take the opportunity to thank you, Mel, and to thank Serene for being the accountability partner. You guys are just phenomenal because you continue to build this community and you ensure that we keep growing.
Thank you.
And you make time for us to reconnect again. So thank you very much. Now, fast, moving fast backwards, move backwards 2 years. One of the reasons that made me feel a bit worried to sign up for the CCC program was a writing bit. And I was like, what? Weekly reflection? Write
Where
an
did you
article
hear about that? It's
and
easy. Look at that.
and
Okay,
share
anyway.
it for everyone to read. It was all very cringy for me. But I took it as a challenge. I thought that, it's time for me to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. And here we are, very proud to be part of this ebook with all you amazing people. And I just want to echo what Patricia had said, that this is definitely one of the best investments I've made for my development, not just professionally, but also personally because of the connection and the community that we have here. So evoking awareness, for me, it's very essential and very profound at the same time.
Hmm.
Essential because it makes us aware of our behaviors, our thoughts, we know our strengths, our weaknesses, we can identify those feelings and thoughts. And when we can name it, we get to tame it. Profound because not everyone has it.
Hmm.
And when you don't have it, you live in the zone of ignorance, of maybe arrogance and ego. For those of you who are working in the corporate and leadership line, you know, I see many of you are in leadership and development. You know that you see that. And when you have awareness, it also means you need to work on the areas that you dislike and the areas that you want to improve. So either ways, it is something that is important. And when you have that awareness, it allows you to introspect, reflect, and make more mindful choices. Now, the superpower of evoking awareness is that it is the first step towards change. It is also the first step towards emotional intelligence, and it will be the first steps for you to grow and become the better version of yourself. So while I see all the other competencies coming together, I feel like having that awareness is when, you want to sign up for a coaching program, you want to find for a coach, you want to look for development opportunities because you have already able to point out where are those areas that you need to work on. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It is a big topic, obviously, awareness. That's why awareness is also part of our Flow 5 coach process in the middle. A is that secret thing called awareness, which I think we all should start with. And it never ends, isn't it? This whole layering of awareness continues. And I think that the little secret here, Shariza, is the moment that you and I think we know it, that's the point again where we know that we've got to learn again. Thank you so much, Shariza, for being a part of this book. Thank you. And last but not least, we have facilitates client growth, the 8th competency of the ICF. And we have Adrian to bring us through what he has expressed in his chapter, and more importantly, the impact of what growth is all about. Adrian?
All right. Thank you, Coach Mel. Thank you for putting me on this platform and learning so much from everyone on all the lovely things that you have all spoken. So I totally enjoyed such a session where, learning just never stopped. Yeah. So on this section on the facilitates clients' growth, I share about two things. So one on goal setting, and I want to share a little story on this. I think 10 years ago, for all those people who know me or associate with me, they'll find me as one person who would always put that impossible task to be the goal. Always doing the crazy things, difficult things, challenging stuff. And I tend to have this mindset that you need to push yourself. You need to always put something that's so difficult that then drives you to want to do it. And that forms a big DNA for me. So when we go into this whole coaching journey, it's very transformative. And my views of this has totally changed today. So today I adopt the mindset of let's just be 1% better today. Yeah. And that big goal, yes, maybe you can have it, maybe you can write it somewhere. It's important. But it's really what you do today. And I've also find that speaking with a lot of people, I'm now mindful that when people tell me of things that they want to do, either I'm going to run this marathon, I'm going to do this, I'm going to enroll in this course and whatever. And I can't help finding myself getting into that conversation, wanting to find out more, like the curiosity. What drives you to want to do that? Is it really your goal or is somebody goals? And I think today we are just so subscribed to so many mediums that like we are living somebody else's dreams and somebody else's lives, and I want this and that. So I think goal setting really need to be put into the perspective that what is important for you. And I spoke about like it's not about climbing Mount Everest, because Mount Everest could be the goal of somebody else, but we all have our different mountains, and it's not the height that matters. It is how you scale it that matters. Yeah. Then the second part I talked about is then the growth mindset. Which remind us that it is the process that is more important, right? And enjoying that journey. And I remember back in the days when I actually had a business in KL, so I made like a trip to KL twice a week, and I'll drive from Singapore to KL. Wow. Initially, I just hated that process. I hated the jams and the long, tiring journey and everything else. But over time, then I find ways on how I can actually enjoy it. So I brought my family along. So it's no longer like a work trip. It is actually also like a mini getaway. And then it becomes like a driving adventure. And then I start to enjoy the pit stops. In fact, we all look forward to the pit stops where we'll decide that we're going to have ice creams and we're going to buy fruits. And so the journey actually then becomes very important. And then I think the pit stop is really where you celebrate the little, like, oh, okay, I'm like halfway through. I'm like 3/4 through. Those are like little milestones where you then actually enjoy it. So over time, I think that, yeah, it makes it very bearable to the point of being enjoyable. Yeah, so definitely want to remind everybody that, enjoy the journey as much as the destination. All right. Yeah, that's,
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach Mel.
Thank you. I'm super curious on this, Adrian. If you can just stay for just a little bit more. Does that mean that drive, that DNA to kind of help people, or sorry, not help people, but challenge people to get further, that drive is a bit mellowed now, or is that drive just kind of still there?
Yeah, I think I've softened.
Okay. Okay.
No longer the
Okay.
hard man I used to be.
Oh man. All right. Okay. Okay. I hear
Yeah.
you. I hear you. Okay. Get to know.
Actually, just
Yeah. Go ahead.
today that somebody texted me that, like I want to do this and this and this, and I straight away I like put the brakes on. I was like, wait a minute, like, is that really important?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I start asking. I can't help it. Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, this whole journey that definitely have changed me as well. Yeah, and thanks to you.
Thank you. Hey, I'm just gonna come back just for a moment and just check and see how everyone is. How is everybody thus far? All good? All getting some new thoughts as well. It's just so fascinating, right? Just listening to every coach speak and just getting something beautiful from each person. I just love everyone sharing. It is so personal and bringing it to all of us. I really appreciate that. I want to take this time to honor another person here today. Serene, you're there. So I wanted to say, personal thanks, Serene. You can come off mute. Come on, don't be shy. I've never thought that you were shy at all.
I am.
Don't let that demeanor fade. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. And she's managed to work with these 10 authors. Let me say it. Being able to help bring it all together. So we also want to honor you for being the person in the background, bringing everything together. Let's give Serene a big hand.
Thank you so
Serene,
much.
what would you like to say in this moment?
Wow. I'm just grateful, to have this opportunity to pull together great stories that I know touch my heart, and I know will touch the heart of many as well. So, and it felt like I know you from your stories. And I think in this process, I also know a little bit about myself in terms of writing, in terms of editing and all of that. I think I have a little talent in that. So I mean, this is what we do, right? Sometimes we don't know what is our own capacity, what is our own potential, but when we start doing stuff and go beyond our comfort zone is when hey, I didn't know that I can do this, or I can do this well. Yeah, that's what I want to say about.
Thank you so much. I'm going to just also invite maybe a person who just wants to represent us here today as the partners. I know a few of the partners are here today. I want to give this honor to Louise, actually, because Louise been helping me to manage today's session. So thank you, Louise. We want to honor you for that. And I would like to put you on the spot. Here we go, Louise. What would you like to say to these amazing coaches who've done this writing of these 10 chapters?
I would just like to honor you all, because it's not easy to put yourself out there and to put your name and your face and your whole heart into explaining each of those competencies to everybody in a way that people will get it, because people understand stories, and you have represented yourselves in these stories. And there's have the honor of actually being in the Catalyst Coach group that you were in and sharing that experience. But it's a great honor for me now on the other end of that to see your growth and your learning. And it's still only beginning. And I'm so excited about where it is that you still have to go, because even though you've learned so much, you still have so much more to learn. And it's just an amazing journey. And I'm excited for all of you. And if I can do anything, I haven't been there to support you so far, but I'm more than happy to support you going forward. So
Thank you so much. And you represent the partners so well too, Louise. Thank you. I have just one more slide just to wrap this up tonight. As we started off saying how important celebration is, and just being able to honor the people in our lives, we would like to take this opportunity to honor the 10 of you today. And thank you for allowing us to get to know you. Thank you for being so open, so transparent, so authentically you. And we are so proud that you represent us as well. So it's both ways. We're really, really proud of how much you have grown through this journey. We're really, really happy with how you carry, not just as a catalyst coach, but you carry yourself in all that you do. It's just an honor and a privilege to be able to feature you here and to celebrate each one of you here. Remember, you're also representing the other people in your cohort. So thank you once again. Let's give everybody a big hand. All right. I think the only thing left to do tonight in the next 2 minutes is to take a sexy shot. Don't you think? Come on, everybody. Just kind of get your hair together. You know, I'll get my camera out. One moment. Nancy's smiling over there. Did I say something that tickles you, Nancy? Okay. Oh, yes. How does my hair look? Is that okay? Okay, Keith? Is that right? Okay. Here we go. Woohoo! 3, 2, 1. Okay, we'll take one more. This is called insurance shot. Okay. Another pose, Pat. Another pose. Okay, different one. Different. Oh, Pat's got many poses. Okay, ready? I'll do my same one. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Yay! Well done.
Thank you, everyone.
Hi, guys.
Everyone.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
everyone.
Okay,
Take care.
everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.